Bob Iger is at the center of a storm as Disney loses billions, and many are asking, is he truly to blame for the company's decline? With the once mighty Disney facing massive financial losses across its divisions from Marvel to Lucasfilm, what's really happening behind the scenes? Iger claims the problems stem from marketing mishaps, but is that just a smokescreen for deeper issues related to Disney's controversial agenda? What does his damage control strategy reveal about the future of Disney? And why do insiders believe that the core problems lie in the company's creative direction? Stay tuned as we unravel the truth behind Iger's statements and the troubling trajectory of Disney's future. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel and enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. In recent years, the Walt Disney Company has faced significant financial challenges across its various divisions, including Walt Disney Animation Studios, Lucasfilm, Marvel, and Pixar. Collectively, these sectors have reported billions of dollars in revenue losses, raising serious concerns about the company's viability. CEO Bob Iger has had to address these troubling issues with shareholders and audiences around the world, highlighting the extent of Disney's struggles. The situation at Disney has prompted scrutiny not only of Iger's leadership, but also of the board of directors amid a turbulent corporate environment. As we delve deeper into these developments, it becomes clear that Iger's handling of the company's crises has raised eyebrows. Many critics argue that Iger is not being fully transparent about Disney's difficulties, claiming that he often shifts his stance on various issues. One aspect of Iger's leadership style that has become apparent is his tendency to change his narrative frequently. He has been described as a flip-flopper, someone who makes contradictory statements over time. For instance, he has attempted to downplay the negative reactions to Disney's agenda-driven content in franchises like Star Wars and Marvel, only to later revert to those same themes in new projects. This inconsistency has left many questioning the sincerity and effectiveness of his leadership as Disney navigates its current challenges. Despite the backlash against his previous statements, Bob Iger has not hesitated to reintegrate agenda-driven elements into Disney's content. This inconsistency has led to skepticism regarding the credibility of his claims. Many believe that his words cannot be trusted. As Disney grapples with significant financial setbacks, Iger has found himself in a position where he must confront the reality of the company's economic situation, particularly the staggering revenue losses resulting from a series of box office flops. This includes high-profile failures from franchises like Marvel and the recent Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. As 2025 approaches, the pressure is mounting on Iger to demonstrate that he can steer the company back on course. In light of this, he has begun to implement damage control strategies, addressing shareholders and customers about the company's financial troubles. He acknowledged the reality of Disney's predicament, emphasizing his responsibility as CEO to navigate through these challenging times and evolve the company's brands for the future. During his address, Iger pinpointed the need to combat what he referred to as inaccurate views regarding Disney's financial health. He conceded that the company has indeed made questionable investments in various projects, prompting a reevaluation of their strategies. However, he firmly stated that the losses incurred over the years are not a result of the company's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Iger expressed his belief that attributing the revenue drop to DEI initiatives is not only misguided but also irresponsible, suggesting that it stems from a vocal but small segment of Disney's core audience. Iger reiterated that the significant revenue losses that Disney has experienced over the years are not tied to the company's commitment to DEI, nor are they a reflection of the narrative direction of their stories and characters. Instead, he attributes these financial setbacks to what he characterizes as marketing missteps. He implies that the criticisms from a small segment of their audience who blame DEI initiatives and alleged creative shortcomings for these losses are misguided. He encourages those individuals to examine the realities behind their marketing strategies, noting that cost-cutting measures in marketing were implemented prior to approving projects, indicating that budgetary constraints were already in play. While acknowledging the financial struggles across Disney's various divisions, Iger stresses that attributing these difficulties to DEI efforts or accusations of engaging in a culture war is a narrative pushed by those who are uninformed. He dismisses these claims as part of a broader misunderstanding of the company's challenges. In his role as CEO, Iger asserts that Disney will continue to back DEI initiatives, particularly within their major franchises such as Marvel, Star Wars, and upcoming live-action adaptations. He emphasizes that fostering diversity and inclusion remains a priority not only in their film and television productions but also in how these values are integrated into their theme parks globally. He conveys confidence in the company's future direction, suggesting that their commitment to DEI will remain steadfast despite the challenges faced. Iger expressed optimism about Disney's future, indicating that he sees 2025 as a pivotal year for the company. He described the recent fluctuations in stock performance as minor obstacles that would be overcome, emphasizing that the perception of revenue loss has been exaggerated. He is confident that as Disney engages more with financial analysts and stakeholders, these misconceptions will be clarified, particularly regarding the company's financial health. Iger reiterated Disney's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, stating that the company aims to authentically represent various communities through its films and television programs. He believes this approach will enable Disney to connect with a broader, more global audience, thereby strengthening its market position. However, he also acknowledges a tension in his statements. While he claims that Disney is not driven by agendas, critics argue otherwise. This contradiction reflects a pattern seen in the actions of several executives within Disney, including Kathleen Kennedy and others who have faced similar accusations of pushing agendas in their storytelling. Many believe that Iger's reassurances about avoiding agenda-driven narratives are disingenuous, pointing out that the company's storytelling decisions are heavily influenced by external financial stakeholders such as BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. Despite Iger's assertion, skeptics maintain that the issues affecting Disney's performance are closely tied to the inclusion of these agendas in their narratives. They argue that the problems are not merely the result of marketing errors, but are fundamentally rooted in the direction the stories have taken under the influence of DEI initiatives and the broader cultural climate. In his statements, Iger seems to invoke past controversies, drawing parallels to how he addressed the backlash against Star Wars: The Last Jedi. He previously dismissed claims that The Last Jedi negatively impacted the box office performance of Solo: A Star Wars Story. Instead, he suggested that audience fatigue with the franchise was to blame, which many found perplexing, considering the franchise's popularity at the time. Iger's insistence on distancing the issues faced by Disney from the company's DEI initiatives persists. He reaffirmed his and the board's commitment to establishing a clear strategy for the company before 2026, maintaining confidence in their ability to communicate effectively with shareholders and the wider audience. He emphasized that their support for diversity, equity, and inclusion is not tied to any agenda and does not influence their financial performance or the challenges they have encountered. Despite this, he acknowledged that Disney has missed significant box office projections, particularly with high-profile releases like Indiana Jones 5. Iger pointed out that many of these films had inflated budgets that were unjustifiable, indicating poor financial decisions during production. He specifically cited Indiana Jones 5 as a case where excessive spending resulted from Kathleen Kennedy's directive to film numerous additional scenes, many of which were ultimately discarded. This mismanagement not only reflects on the budgeting of the film, but also raises concerns about the overall efficiency and decision-making processes at Disney. The financial troubles for Disney are compounded by their insistence on pursuing DEI initiatives that many perceive as disingenuous. Despite Bob Iger's assurances, it appears that the company's priorities have shifted away from crafting compelling narratives and developing meaningful characters. Instead, Disney seems more focused on integrating various agendas into their projects regardless of the film's context or characters involved. This shift in focus raises concerns that storytelling has become secondary to fulfilling these agendas. It seems that the creative integrity of their productions is at risk, as the emphasis on political correctness and representation overrides the core elements that make films engaging. As we wrap up, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about Disney's current direction. If you found today's discussion insightful, please give this video a thumbs up to support the channel. And don't forget to subscribe to Movie Saga for more engaging content. I look forward to connecting with you all again soon.